Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for your interest in the Syntropic Masterclass. I can promise you that interest won't go to waste. It is the most comprehensive agroforestry course in the world by far, and I welcome you to do your research. So what I want to do today is just tell you a little bit about that program, that 2-year program, and what it entails. So to me, let's start off by talking about what is the key challenge. What is the key challenge in syntropic agroforestry? For me, and you might have heard that phrase, that syntropic agroforestry is 95% management. So that's the challenge. But when we say 95% management, what do we mean? In my understanding, it means that it's 95% human. It's 95% human participation, human involvement, human decision making, all those human qualities that needs to be present for that system to move forward. So even though we have this beautiful botanical framework, which is actually really nicely crafted, if that human being is not in synchronicity with that framework, with that design, let's call it, then there is no macroorganism. It's not possible to have something bigger, and that's what we are trying to do. So while Syntropy and its framework provides a very powerful engine for those systems to grow, we need the human being to stir the system to where it needs, or he or she needs it to go towards. And that's my focus on that course. I'll bring lots of content and lots of activities, but the whole idea is to teach or facilitate a process, really. I can't teach anything, only the participants can learn, but I'll try my best to facilitate a process where those participants will understand what it takes to be the conductor of such a system, and understand what it means to co-create, to co-evolve. And if we look in any syntropic system of any scale, the most successful ones, or the only successful ones, are the ones that we have that human participation there in basically full time. Be it commercial, be it non-commercial. And full time, I mean consistent. It can be 5 minutes every day. It doesn't have to be 8 hours a day, but it needs to be consistent, because what we are trying to do here is to understand how nature is moving. Once you understand how it is moving, first we need to learn everything that makes it move. And then we need to learn to observe its movement. And then we need to learn what can we do to then alter the movement in a lawful way, in a way that's still naturally lawful. And that's what I really focus here. So in terms of the teaching process of that course, it's very multimedia, multimodality, let's say. So there will be video classes, there is audio classes as well, so you can have whatever way you want. There is also text. There is summaries for each of the videos that I do. Also, as part of the homework, we've got activities to think and reflect. We've got activities that are artistic, so like drawing, maybe even writing a poem. But there is also lots and lots of practice. Getting your hands dirty, digging, and all of those is also really well thought in videos, specific videos. We also have a project. Every participant will go through their own individual design and, let's say, implementation project that starts from week 1 and finished on week 15. And by that time, by week 15, we should have a really good design process of not only the design of the system, but design of all of the variables that will sustain that system on the long term. And one of those key considerations is management. You know, who am I? How do I like to operate? What tools do I have? What resources do I have? How am I going to make that system move forward continuously, perpetually? We have to remember that a syntropic system potentially lasts forever. 35 years down the track, it's not forever, but it's almost like forever. So we really have to have that understanding. I also bring lots of theory and lots of philosophy, because for me that's what helps us in the decision making. When we are faced with something that we never seen before, doesn't matter, a 5-year-old system will still do things that it never done before. And that's the beauty and the challenge of those systems. And by having a strong philosophical understanding, a strong theoretical understanding, we are then able to adapt and make decisions as they happen. So the idea here is not to do a course that you will know everything, but it's to do a course that you feel that you can solve every problem that arises, or every new situation. Let's not call it a problem. So it's really about using our imagination. So as you can see, I don't really use PowerPoint, because to me PowerPoint kill our imagination. All those fixed images, and we just go somewhere else. In my classes, they are like that. I'm trying to get your brains to think, your feelings to feel, and also your will to move. And we need that power of imagination, because what we are dealing with it's something that will last 30 years down the track, that we planned on day one. So we have to somehow be able to visualize that, and as it's kind of moving outside of that line, let's call it, we can then come in and change and manage and cut or don't cut, or add more species or remove species, or how do we go through that. So it's really about having that multidisciplinary teaching approach to give us confidence that we can handle that we have enough knowledge, we have enough practice, we have enough experience, and we know that the future is unknown, and we are okay with that. So in terms of the program structure, it's a two-year program. It starts off with a 15 weeks intense online course, which I'm calling the Masterclass. I know it's not the best name, but that's what I got for today. So in that 15 weeks, we have 3 blocks of 4 weeks. So we have 4 weeks, 1 week break, 4 weeks, 1 week break, and 4 weeks. And that week in the middle is really an integration week. Because there is a lot of content, it's very comprehensive, the course. And I feel that people sometimes falls behind a bit and then lose the plot. So those 2 breaks is to integrate and make sure that you are on track and I am on track and we are speaking the same language. So it's really about this continual communication. The course runs in 2 time zones, and you are welcome to attend both time zones if you feel like it. So it's 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. for me here in Brazil, in this beautiful paradise that I am now. It will be about 5 a.m. or p.m. In New York, about 10 a.m. p.m. In London, and 7 a.m. p.m. in Sydney. So that's on the weekend, most often on Sunday. So for me, it's Saturday 6 p.m. and then Sunday 6 a.m. But it's all explained on the website as well. So after that 15 weeks program, very intense, it's really deep. Then we go into a 2 years monthly meetings. And that's really, after 10 years of the game, that's really a key factor, because it's very exciting to finish a course and think that everything is beautiful and know what's happening. But then you replant the system, or 2 years later, or 2 months later, sorry, you got too cold, you got too wet, how do we manage that? And that's the whole idea, is to give another 24 months of meetings, where we meet every day as a group, as a collective, and we share our experience and we share possibilities, because nobody really knows what to do at all times. The idea is, hey, the context is this is happening, that happened, the future is looking like this, doom, doom, doom. How should we go about it? So it's really one supporting the other. And finally, it's only 24 students. It's very private, it's very intimate, it's very respectful. And I want to keep it like that. So everybody learns. It's for everybody to show up and really do the work and make sure that after this 15 weeks, we know how to get moving. And then after 24 months, we are moving. That's the idea. So in terms of learning activities, it's, there's a whole smorgasbord of learning activities. The main one is the live sessions that happen on the weekend. Mostly on Sundays, I would say, for most people, but either Saturday or Sunday. So the live session is a 3-hour session where we get together to really unpack the theoretical content. So whatever I've presented in the video content for you to watch, I will do a summary. So the first session will be a summary. The second session is about people sharing their experiences, what happened during the week, because there will be lots of tasks for people to do. Not lots, but people can choose. There is a variety of tasks, let's say like that. And that sharing is very important. So we get not only personal accounts and their dramas, but also what's happening in this climate, in that climate, in this part of the world as well, which really help us to create a bigger picture, which even though, maybe Mediterranean climate is not mine or temperate climate is not mine, some of those practices and those challenges, they cross-pollinate entirely. So it is the live sessions, then we go into case studies. So after a summary, after the sharing, we go into case study. Every single session we go into a different case study. I just been to Europe last year and I visited 15 or 16 different places and I recorded them. And there's plenty to share there, from dry, really dry, arid climates to Mediterranean to more of a wettish or irrigated Mediterranean to temperate, and also all of my systems I will be sharing too. The system that I'm starting right now here in Brazil in my new site, but also the system that I've done back in Australia. So we'll be going through in detail of case studies, and we're going to be discussing what do we think is working, what do we think is not working, what are the plants that they are using, why we are using those different plants. So the idea is that everybody's going to have this multi-climatic, but also a multi-scale type of understanding, and that happens in the live session. And then the last part of the live session, which will run for about 2 or 3 hours. Each of those mini sessions are between half an hour and 45 minutes with a 5 minutes break in between. It's just more of a general Q&A. People that perhaps might have already their system, they want to say, what about this management, or people that might have specific circumstances for us to then open up to the room and have this sharing. So it's a very enjoyable, it's a very interactive, it's a very respectful part. And to me, is the goal of the whole course. And then it continues for the 24 months. But the 24 months, then the meetings doesn't have that structure. It's more general Q&A. So during the week as well, there'll be homeworks. There'll be a range of tasks. There'll be about 40 plus hours of recorded content that I've done, and some of them I'm doing right now as well. Very, very much on the practical sense. Lots of skills on chainsaw, using machetes, sharpening tools, brush cutting, but also how to design. There will be all those practical tasks in homeworks for everybody to do. There is also supporting videos from people like Agenda Gutch, from people like Agroforestry Academy, Pattern Dynamics, and other people that I like. I trust them. They're doing beautiful work, which always comes in to complement. The idea is, the more idea we have, the better idea we have. And so other than that as well, we also have a platform for the course, which is going to be holding out the course and helping that learning process, and also a place for us to be sharing, be asking questions, and be working as a community of practitioners. That is the game changer here. You're going to be engaged in a community of people that are actually practicing, that are actually going through the drama of a syntropic system, of living in syntropy. And that's the last kind of learning activity, one that I'm starting right now really, is this new YouTube channel which I'm calling Living in Syntropy, which I share my daily activities in my site here, in my new agroforestry organisms that we've created. So there's a whole range of activities that will fit everybody. Everybody that wants to learn, here we are catering for them. Right, individualized support, and why I say that is because this is crucial. I can talk to you and I can throw hours of theory, but if you don't know how to organize that content in a way that fits your context, it goes nowhere. I've done many courses where everybody gets excited and they do a course somewhere else, and they get back home and like, oh, but my climate's like this, or my site is like that, or this plant I don't have, or that plant. And that's the beauty of this online course, this masterclass, is that you are learning in your place. And we're going to share this journey with you. I'm going to support you all the way. How? Well, to start off, we've got the live session. So that's to support not only me supporting you, but also we supporting ourselves as a collective. Then we have the monthly meetings. So 2 years of regular meetings. If we want to learn, you will learn. It's as simple as that. Also, we have a one-on-one call, a 1 hour call, or maybe 2 half-an-hour calls, or 4 15-minute calls for us to have a dialogue. If you find some kind of log jam, or if there is something in your project that you not quite understand, or some of the theory that is not so clear, we get together, we make it happen. We move together. As soon as there is a log jam, there is an opportunity to move that log, and that jam no longer exists. We're also going to have a private Telegram group, which I love it. It's really quick. It's really kind of interactive in a sense. A question arises, pop it up. I might answer, somebody else might answer. It's great too for us to share photos as well of our projects. Oh, look, I'm digging the ground here. Look what I'm finding or not finding. So I really like that platform. It stays really alive for that 15 weeks. It's the main job of that is doing that intense course where everybody is working and thinking and trying to understand and put into context. This is just beautiful. So we go there and I'm present on a daily basis. I will be answering questions there. I will be interacting as well. So on top of that, we got a bigger platform there where the course gets hosted and forums and Q&As, and we're going to be organizing as well in a way that people can refer it back and find it in this really practitioner community. So look, I've got your back and you got my back, and that's how it works. We support each other so we can both evolve. Right, if you decide to embark in that journey, which I'm pretty sure you will not regret, you will love it. It is fun, it's interactive, but it's also really meaningful. And I mean it, it is really, really meaningful for everybody. So what I envisage for participants' outcomes, but that will depend if you do the work or not. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for you apart from be here, share what I've experienced, share with what I've researched, and try to be here for you. But at the end of the day, if you don't show up to classes, if you don't do the homework, then there's not much I can do. But to those that are going to be engaging in that class meaningfully, and most do, let's be honest, it is exciting. It is quite a journey. You'll be gaining, first and foremost, practical skills. This is not just theory. This is not just pie in the sky. Let's talk about beautiful. Let's hug trees and all that kind of stuff. No, this is practical skills. You will learn to design. You will learn what it takes to manage. And hopefully, through some of the projects that we go through as well, there is one exercise that I plant 1 square meter of a veggie bed every week, and then I manage them as well. And I'll invite you to do that if you can. So you have some management understanding in practice, but lots of me managing as well. You're going to have a very good understanding of tools, wood chipper, machete, all those hand tools that we need to have. We need to be able to be confident to use. So this is practical skills if you want to have it. Also, and perhaps more important, is decision-making skills. The idea here is to present lots of variables, but not just throw them away, but to present in a way that you are able to then grasp which of those variables. Is it water? Is it the wind? Or is it my resources? Or is it my time? What are those variables that are very important that you need to take into consideration in your decision-making process, and how this is moving through time, because everything is moving. We are moving, time is moving, nature is moving, and we have to learn to go with that. Otherwise, it becomes a massive drama. Also, through your individual project, everybody's going to have an individual project that starts on week 1 and finishes on week 15. You will finish that course with an implementable project. But that's a personal project. This is not a consultancy project. That's another story. Because in a consulting, we have many other variables. This is about you and your life. And we're going to go through with a project. And the idea is 100 square meters, more or less, of a design, of an implementation strategy, and of the management requires that we believe we're going to have out of that. We're also going to have an exposure to many, many case studies in different climates of different scales and different cultures, and I think that is very, very valuable. I travel quite a bit and I've seen a bit. I've been 10 years in the game, and I will be sharing all those perspectives so you can create what works for you. This is the game. It's for you to create, or I'm going to help you to create something that is meaningful and doable for you. I will not tell you what to do, because I cannot tell you what to do, because your context is so different from mine that it would be disrespectful if I do that to you. But we are together. We ask questions to each other, and we're gonna evolve. And in the end, you're gonna be in a stage where I often get asked the question, which is, so when can I have a system that I don't need to manage? Or how old is a system that we don't need to manage anymore? And unfortunately, those questions, there isn't a positive answer to them. Management is always part of the game. And so the feeling that you're going to have out of this course It's not how can I design a system that there is no management, but it's how can I create a system where I want to manage, when I want to be there for the long term. And this is the exciting thing about this masterclass. We're going to finish this class wanting more, wanting to go out there and dig the ground and manage that system, because it's a win-win scenario. It is a win-win-win-win-win scenario. Everybody is winning. So there you have it. On the nutshell, 20 minutes or so. It's not so much in the nutshell, but it is a very exciting program. I hope you join me. If not, maybe next time. If you got any questions, please let me know. You can see my email here. You can also go to the website, syntropicghana.com, and you find there in the online training all the information that you need. All the best from the bottom of my heart. I really hope to see you here. I'm excited to learn from you and also hopefully teach you something that I've learned over the years. All the best. Take it easy. Much love to you.